All right. Good evening, everybody. I'm Thierwolf, and I'm joined by Mr. Dunlow for this race between Antlerz 44 and CaptainGreen7.
It should be a good one. These folks, they've crossed paths several times, including the round of 16 in our last tournament. I think they played in Swiss as well. Both great players. Should be a fun one.
Yeah, they're both veteran players. It could go either way. With Swordless, especially, who's going to be the first one to find a wand? Who's going to get that repeatable weapon, be it a red candle, bow, even a boomerang will really help dig levels.
Anything where you can press B and make positive things happen is a good thing to see early on in Swordless.
So I would expect a prioritization of the Armos and nearby open caves, of course. We're starting in the Dead Woods. At least we're kind of near the exit to the Dead Woods, so it's not in the corner. We start with 3 Triforce pieces. We've got 3, 6, and 7. Not bad.
Yeah, so in these flags, you're going to start with 3 Triforces. It doesn't mean the runners won't have to visit those dungeons. There could be items there. And we've got some interesting ones because 6 is going to have a lot of keys in it, but 6 and 7 are big. So it'll be interesting to see what decisions the runners make here.
It looks like first off they're going to go to that little bottom corner, just not leave it behind. It's near your start screen. If this has a blue candle, that would be great.
Boom!
All right, they both did it. They both got their blue candle. Very nice.
Easy game from the commentator's chair. Say things and manifest it.
Money-making game? Antlerz gave it a shot. Captain Green gave it a shot and got punished. But luckily saved. Just a little retry. Level 5.
Okay. We're finding positive stuff already in our first 3 checks. That's or 3 of the first 4.
Looks like CG7's gonna bail for now. There's still an Armos item out there. Antlerz went a couple rooms in, saw blue dark nuts, so that's no bueno. And we got level 7 right next. Wow, Dead Woods is packed of stuff. Don't need the Triforce out of there, but you know the item might be required.
Yeah, it definitely seems smart to dip out of there early with no keys, no bombs, blue candle. Antlerz seems to be seeing a little more of the inside. There we go. Picks up a key. And you can gain interesting information from that. Like we now know level 5 is Dark Nut enemy set. Hey, or you can just find a Triforce and just...
Yeah, I mean, you start with it, but...
It's a warp back out of the dungeon with full health.
Yeah. That up A, same difference, really.
Yeah, with 3 hearts, I guess, yeah.
Arrows, meat, blue ring, all, potentially useful things. But no money. Getting back down the staircase, though, that's... Alright. Good spawn. Got out. And unfortunately, the hints are all not useful, so we just learned that the recorder is not edible. Shame.
It's good information to file away. And we have a wand in the Armos. All right, it's time to fly.
Oh, man. They are on each other's heels, too, so... This is gonna be a... Well, I can't say fast one just because... Sometimes the game trolls you, but... It's looking really good right now.
And it's interesting they both chose to go left, because you'll see a lot of runners go right from that start screen. But going this way, they can get the 2 Armos checks, but they only needed one of them to find a wand. So no big advantage for either runner yet.
Yeah, it's pretty much neck and neck. 2 rupees for the small secret. Well, that's kind of a waste of time, but...
Maybe bombs will be 1 or 2 rupees. Maybe that's a bomb pack. We'll see how it goes.
That would be nice. No bombs yet. Just not a lot of bomb droppers so far. Just a lot of, tech-tight switch, if you want money.
Yeah, and with that small secret... Okay, so Captain Green could potentially be eligible for a red candle already. And for those of y'all that haven't caught any of these races yet, in these flags, the red candle is forced to our white sword cave, and it will take 4 to 6 hearts to pick it up. The runners would be making way more of a beeline for it if they didn't already have wand in hand. So it becomes a lot less important.
Yeah, especially with the blue candle and wand. Red candle's nice, but at this point, it's kind of just a luxury item.
Absolutely. And Antlerz able to give it a go on the dark nuts already. We have another dungeon. We are
Level 6.
Them up. Another one where we own the Triforce already.
Yeah, and Captain Green just not interested. 6, large level. Still a lot of the small levels defined. But Antlerz and 5 need the Triforce, so at some point, you're gonna have to dig this. Well, you're in the T, and that's where the drop will be, so see what level 5 offers here. First bomb pack. Nice. Well, Captain Green has bombs, but for Antlerz, first bombs.
Yep. Anytime in the runner's shoes, if you see your first bomb, 5 minutes, not so bad. You know, if it takes forever to collect it, you start getting nervous.
Nice. Compass always saves time, but you might want to clear rooms for keys anyway. Especially if it's easy rooms like the keys. We've got any roads on CaptainGreen7's side. Wow, nice.
That was a great job. Already forcing the 10 count to get a bomb pack. You see a lot of runners don't do that until they need to when they're down low on bombs, but Captain Green decided to just go ahead and just stay at anytime you can stay at full bombs, you're in good shape.
Yeah. If he's able to keep that up through the seed, it'll be very nice for him.
Yeah, an Armos wand and full bombs, that's you're gonna have a good time. And the medium secret size they're fine on money here. I thought we might have to play that money-making game at the start screen some, but unless things get really ugly with keys or something like that, they're in good shape. And Captain Green feels confident enough in the money situation to buy arrows already, which, with the wand in hand, why not?
Yeah, it's just a kind of a safety measure in case it's required. That bomb price, though. Yeah, you're going to want to force bombs or get lucky globals because, yeah, 34 that's pricey.
Absolutely. But these runners both have the skill and knowledge, and they know how to count to 10, which sounds silly when you say it out loud, but it is harder in the midst of combat than it looks. But both of them can get the job done.
Antlerz is looking for a passage stair to get to the north because it's required based on the old man and tea room. At least logically required. Oh, well, got trapped.
Yeah, I'm sure he didn't peek in the stair yet because one of them could have been the item and one of them could have been the transport, but an annoying outcome there to get shuttered in, but it might happen to Captain Green exactly the same way because it was logical to check that room.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes the game just wants to troll you a little bit, and there's not much you can do about it.
Sometimes is putting it lightly. I think it's out to get all of us.
Well, sometimes the game doesn't troll you, and it's always a surprise.
That's the double bluff troll. All right, level 8. That's a big one, but we've got 2 potential items in there, and it's kind of an annoying location to get back to. So you might check the top of the waterfall and then go back in there. Might be looking for bomb. Look at that bomb. Just putting on a clinic in force bombs. It's awesome to watch.
Doesn't want to go into 8, which...
He's got that Take Any Road up there next to Vanilla 5, which I think potentially could have influenced the decision. It's not a gigantic walk. And he also knows level 5 is right here, so they're going to converge in here for a minute.
We'll see how Captain Green's 5 goes. Oh, well, that's nice. got ourselves a bow.
We have a bow and a wand. And we do have important items in 9 turned on. So they're going to look for items, obviously, but theoretically they've got what they need to make a logical play to head into level 9 other than the Triforces, obviously. Because we could have anything. We could have a ladder sitting in there. We could have a recorder that blocks some silver arrows back outside of 9. There's still plenty of room for trolls here.
Oh, definitely. The only thing that's guaranteed is you'll be able to find all the levels pre-9. That's about it.
Yeah, that's the one thing. Red candle before 9's not guaranteed, but again, that doesn't matter in their shoes. But our white sword item could be blocked by something. In 9,
definitely, yeah.
And that'll give somebody a hard time. That's a tough room on 3 hearts with those dark nuts there for Antlerz.
Turrets always make things just a little bit worse.
Yeah, the things that shoot at you while you're trying to kill it, the bubbles, the turrets, all of that, they compound the difficulty of rooms tremendously.
But Antlerz does not want to come back to this 5. Definitely trying to get that Triforce, be done with it, does not have to come back.
Yeah, it makes sense with the amount of time he's invested. If he does get blocked some way, because I don't believe he purchased arrows. I think only Captain did. So there could be a Goma Triforce or something like that, ladder block. If he does get blocked, at least it's close to the start screen. But totally agree with you. And they're about high-fiving in the transport, but Captain Green's going to do the exact same thing Antlerz did. There we go.
You just can't avoid that one little room. It's just right there. And it's a trap.
You're never going to leave that room alone and then clear every other room looking for an item. I get it. And it turns out the item could be right next to the Triforce. Potential item room, I think, with those dark nuts.
Well, Antlerz got the bow, so...
Oh, that was so...
Yeah.
Yes. It happened so fast, it doesn't even seem real.
Well, he can't use it, so it's just kind of sitting in the bag. You're happy to have it, though, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. I've heard some people speak about this, and I've done it too, where sometimes if you get an item too quickly, you almost forget you have
definitely.
it at the beginning of the seed. But in Swordless, I don't think they're going to forget.
Alright, much better path to the Triforce here. But it is this room. I might be tempted. It's only a single Wallmaster, though, and you do have a wand, so... Full health, he's just going for it.
Yeah, if the virus had gone down to a wand shot, I think he might have reset the room to try to respawn him. But you're right, respawning with only one dead enemy is going to take a while. Nicely done on the Dark Nuts so far.
Yeah. Very nice. Left with a couple keys, left with the bow, another Triforce to the pile. Yep.
Yeah, they're both going to be feeling very good about having a bow, a wand, a Triforce, and some keys at 12 minutes. But I think they also know the opponent's going to be in good shape too. So they're going to be looking to fly here.
Alright, Captain Green gets the bow. Forcing another bomb. Stored one, looks like.
We should be keeping stats on that. That's at least 3 bomb forces on Captain Green's side, potentially 4, 12 minutes in. I mean, if you're doing it every 3 minutes in the seed, you're going to be full of bombs. And Antlerz is in fine shape. He hasn't had to do it yet. 3, this is an interesting one here. So how do you look at this? Are you digging a little bit for keys, seeing what's going on, even though we have the Triforce?
Probably looking a little bit. If you leave with like several extra keys and just have the item, then yeah. 6 and 7 would be a different story, but
yeah, 6 and 7 is just a huge time thing. I think did that man handle a roll up? It took a bomb and wand.
Yeah.
And with knowing we have the Triforce, right, he's probably looking for a map, I would guess, and would be fine with a key or a heart by killing that. But he's gonna go a different way this time.
Yeah, might bail if 3 just continues to be an issue, because at some point it's just not worth it.
Yeah, I do like the philosophy of knowing what's going on inside a dungeon, at least. At least get out of the lobby and see what the enemy set looks like. See if you have an
Yeah.
early ladder block or something like that. Hey, see if you can get some free bombs. Why not?
Yeah.
And Captain Green's in a bit of a pickle here on half a heart, kind of using the bubbles to avoid damage. Really nicely done there.
Alright, we got our 3 map.
I think Captain Green might have been using pause strats there too.
It did look that way.
There's a new setting in the rando for anybody who hasn't heard this yet. So it used to be that runners could choose whether the select button would swap their items or whether it would pause the game. But now when you push start, oh, here we go. We have a ladder.
Oh, wow.
You can change between pausing and item swapping in the middle of the game. So Captain Green may be using pause strats there. All right, so we have a ladder already. Have we seen the coast? I don't think we've gone over there.
No, we haven't made it. A lot of Overworld just hasn't been checked yet because they keep finding so many things. And, you know, sure, more force bombs. Why not?
That was another one. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be so. He might wrap over to the coast. He's going to burn these, but he's going to gamble it up a little bit, try to get some arrows. Why not? It's on the start screen.
Yeah.
If the casino cooperates.
Burn too far to the left. Hitbox is a little funny on the bushes.
It's so annoying. I've done that 1,000 times. Or burn the wrong one on
camera. Wow.
Oh, yeah, big win. All right, big money.
That was quite a prize.
That's why you always gamble. Always work.
I mean, when you can save right before and undo it if it goes poorly, sure, why not?
Yeah, I think we've all been in that situation where even if it's on the start screen, once you lose 5 times or something, you're like, I'm going to do this. But with the ability to buy those arrows right there, so conveniently clustered, now they're tied once Captain Green gets the ladder. Captain Green right now doesn't have the ladder, but he's got more knowledge of the northeast corner. So, I mean, they're just super close here.
This could be a nail biter to the very end.
This could be like 49 minutes to 48 minutes or something. We have a recorder. That's an interesting coast item there. We're running out of things that can block their path once they have a ladder, a bow, and a recorder. Unless something's under a power bracelet or something like that, they just about have everything they need except silvers. Or a raft, I guess, if I didn't say that. They're still trolls, but they're flying right now.
Oh yeah, I hate to say it this early. This could be a super fasty, just based on all that the game has given them so far.
My seed was ugly enough earlier, and through fault of my end, they could beat me combined. I think I was about 90 minutes, and it's still in play that they could tag team to defeat my time from earlier. But that's the beauty of the randomization.
Yep. All you really need is for like 6 and 7 to have boomerangs that you don't care about, and
yeah, it becomes very interesting if they don't run into these silvers before 9. I still think they just go rather than check 6 and 7 because it's only one item. But it becomes interesting if one of them just happens to do something different than the other one.
So far, they've really, other than some slight deviations, they have been really following each other.
Antler's paying the high price, but I mean, he's got to look at it like he's almost 70 rupees to the good on gambling, so why not get your bombs filled up? Level 2 could be a good one. We're going to have an item on the floor.
Yep. And Captain Green is going to find that ladder. Triforce in 2 is quite a ways away, but We'll see what 2 gives
I
him.
don't know. I'm not quick enough on the guesswork to know. Okay, yeah. I was gonna say there was a chance that could have been a segment. It was so far away, but it's just in the complete opposite direction of the starting screen.
Yeah, very snaky too. Looked like Antlerz was going to cheat the wall. Just enter from the north, force open the bomb wall.
Every bomb counts in Swordless. That's worth the 8 seconds or however long that took to do it.
This looks like Antlerz is going for a full clear. Not going to leave rooms behind. Wants to see the item. Would not say no to keys. Because, yeah. 1 key is... You're not feeling good about your key count.
Yeah, in full clear and 2, there's not a lot of bad stuff that can happen because all the walls will bust open to a bomb unless there's an old man or something. So it should be positive outcomes. He'll probably gain a heart, some keys, and an item by doing this.
Yeah, because any key doors, hopefully you can bomb around and having the arrows and bow for the pulse voice is always nice.
Oh yeah, that's huge. This would be so much slower without that.
Okay, well, how many seeds is the magic boomerang gonna be into? My goodness.
It's just sitting there. and I actually think this is one of the few times we all have our jokes about the boomerang and the preferred colors and stuff. This is one of the few times you're going to see it passed up at 20 minutes. There's going to be a lot of seeds in this tournament where the runners are just delighted to get something that can kill keys without having to reset a room. So it shows you how well the seed's going, the fact they left that on the ground there.
Yeah. Because in Swordless... It would take a seed like this for you to be like, boomerang, don't need it.
Yeah, exactly. I still get it 100% of the time because I like beating up the old man with it and getting that 7 count. But as we've seen, these guys can kill 10 enemies without getting hit, no problem, and they're just crushing it right now.
I probably would have gotten it because it was just so free, but... You do have to scroll past it every single time and select swap.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, if Antlerz wins this thing by under 10 seconds and Captain Green does get the boomerang, then that was your margin right there. But I wouldn't be surprised if Captain Green nopes out of it exactly the same way.
The use cases for it are definitely much smaller than normal.
Yeah, absolutely. The only real obstacle they're having resource-wise that could potentially be a thing is the key count. Like, no one's just handed free keys, but that
Captain
might
Green
be
forcing another bomb because,
6, I think. Maybe more.
And I do like the potion pickup. Just at this point, you don't care about a red candle. Potion has potentially more uses.
Yeah, and we do have a magic sword bomb upgrade in play. It's 10 to 14 hearts, just like the magic sword for those of y'all that have watched Sorted Seeds. But it's only +2 bombs, and you're rarely going to see runners have the time to make a play for it, really, unless they happen to run into hearts in dungeons. So taking the potion is a pretty standard play in this tournament, because you need that money for arrows. You don't want to spend $80 on your potion.
Oh, yeah. Well, now the seed has decided to actually hide the levels for a little bit, so they'll be looking for a little while longer.
I'm gonna say we have half of them on Death Mountain. That's my guess. We could get a Raft Block. We could still get a Raft Block, Power Bracelet, something or another. But Death Mountain might be in the logical progression here. There's a level up here that Antlerz is going to see, though, if he keeps heading this way. So
yeah, and Antlerz is going to dive 8.
Yeah, he almost has to. They don't have the Triforce in that one yet. He's well equipped to do his thing in there.
Yeah, just gonna full clear the entire northeast. You're there. Got the resources. Gonna leave a power bracelet spot. Captain Green finds level 4. Now, this is probably a level that you're gonna dig. You need
Yeah,
the Triforce.
100%. Unless there's a block, I don't think he's leaving here without an item and a Triforce.
Yeah. It would take quite the block, too.
Yeah, something like a we could have a dig dog or shutter. I mean, that room's annoying right there, but there's a key outlet at the top of it. So, and there's other ways to go. You can bomb walls and stuff in 4. He's got plenty of options beyond killing those wizards.
The one thing that the seed just can't really help you with is wizards. You're gonna have to bomb them, and it's very something you just don't want to do. If you can at all help it.
That's one of the areas where being good at the force bombs is a gigantic difference. If you can walk in a wizard room and force a bomb on your way in, it just goes such a long way. But that 4 still stunk enough that I think is he going to try to pop a wall open? That's smart.
Yeah. Very nice. Doesn't look... Well, the map. Okay. And now we know where we're going.
Hey, that's a good map right there. That showed us the existence of 8 rooms, including this one that could be an item room. Probably storing up a bomb there. So a stored bomb, when we use that term, that means basically if you've watched Legend of Zelda Racing, you've probably seen that if you kill the 10th enemy in a row without getting hit with a bomb, it'll drop a bomb. But a stored bomb is when you kill something like those gels and they don't drop a bomb, but what you saw there was the next enemy that can drop a thing dropped a bomb. But you have to go that whole time without getting hit too. So Captain Green does a nice job. Red Ring, oh man, we just they're cruising. He's not gonna die again. That's my prediction.
That sounds like a strong possibility of just you're not gonna die.
6 hearts just became 24. Yeah, we're fine now.
So from looking like a terrible 4 to cheating the wall and finding out that 4 was as free as can be, so
that was such a huge thing. I should have written down who said this, but there's someone that I heard in Z1R recently that said, if you're doing something and it's slow, do something else if you can. And that's a prime example. Like Captain Green could have got through the top of that dungeon, but he just tried to do something else and made that level so fast by doing that.
Yeah, it really trivial. The whole level was trivial.
Yeah, we will never know how many wizards were stacked up there with shutter doors and other nasty things. May have taken 10 minutes to find the floor heart, you know?
Oh yeah, if you're lucky. Okay, 8. Pretty big 8.
Yeah, it's large. It's not super disgusting. So it's only going to have... Anytime I see a segmented 8, I'm like, oh no. You're going to have more transports that might not have the item. This one, depending on what it takes to get around from this left side over here, stuff like these shutters could slow them down a little bit, but it's big. We'll see how deep into it he has to go. It'll become an interesting decision point if the Triforce is early on in here to see what he does.
Especially having that recorder, you're like, do I really care?
Yeah, exactly. If it's early enough. Now, if you have a couple rooms like the Dongos with shutters, which are just that's called a mini mugger, is what I'm going to start calling it. You're just giving away bombs. All right, we got a stair here, though. This is good.
You're going to play a little tune?
I believe our tune tonight is something classical that my old music teachers would be annoyed with me for not knowing.
Level 9 moved 1 over from its vanilla location, so that'll be a trek back at some point.
Yeah, and I don't think there's going to... Well, we'll see what dungeons we have in Death Mountain, but I don't think there's going to be an easy way to get there besides walking. Unless we find a recorder spot up here. What are we missing? Just 1 at this point, I think? I think level 1.
Level 1, yeah. I mean, red candle for what that's worth, but...
Yeah, red candle is just going to be somewhere totally stupid now at this point. Yeah.
Might be one of those seats where you just never even find it.
Yeah, I played one of those 2 hours ago.
It's always a little sad, but oh well.
But well, again, once you find the wand, once you find the bow, nobody cares. It's all good.
Sometimes you find the red candle before the blue candle, and that can be nice.
Yeah, that's a good spot to be in. Just start burning things immediately. I haven't been marking the overworld, but I think... Oh, there's our red candle. All right. It's annoyingly located, but not too bad. Not blocked.
It's accessible. Antler's gonna grab the Triforce. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, he's got the recorder.
Yep. And only 2 keys.
Yeah,
you're only missing silvers.
You're only missing 1 required item. Why not? Just get the heck out of there. Yep. Oh, the money's even adding up on Captain Green's side. I haven't really been paying attention to that. It's not a gigantic, large secret, but he's just going to casually... He'll be able to afford 2 bomb upgrades if they find him.
Mm-hmm. Which maybe we'll find him, maybe not.
Maybe. It depends. They could be deep in dungeons that we may never see the inside of 6 and 7 in the seed. Or they could hold the secret to victory.
He could have a power bracelet buried deep in there.
Yeah. Power bracelet to unlock level 1, which has silver arrows in it. There we go.
We are starting to run a little low on accessible spots, I think, between the 2 runners. One might be blocked.
Top of my head, I can't think of where they haven't seen.
Yeah. Using the recorder to travel around to levels you've been to and have the Triforce. Of course, remembering where you are on the recorder sometimes is a bit much.
Yeah, it's another counting problem.
Yeah. Worse than Mixed Quest Overworld, where you're checking spots with the recorder and then they don't open, and that can get confusing.
Yeah, I Mixed Quest, I end up just blowing the recorder on like every screen, it feels like. Just keep doing it. You don't know what your count is. Alright, so Antlerz has a potion now too.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he's gonna get to the 24 hearts soon. Whenever he gets to level 4, I assume he'll run into the red ring as well.
I think it's probably getting close to Captain Green just going back into 8s. Hasn't found 2 yet, though, so that's also... hasn't gone to that area.
Yeah, that's his only pocket. I think Antlerz is going to find this pocket where level 4 is up here.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think Captain Green, I think he did that about as fast as possible. So we'll see if Antlerz can match that quickness in and out of there. But yeah, you're right. Captain Green just heading back into 8, it looks like.
Yep, you gotta do it.
Got 2 items in here.
Mm-hmm. And the Triforce was pretty deep in, so it's gonna be a while. We'll see if we actually find one of the items before. If you go a different path... Alright, Antlerz. What are you gonna do in here?
Captain Green gets another force bomb, which is gonna really come in handy this time because there is that Dodongo room up here.
Mm-hmm.
So if he had not done that, he would have either been emptying his bombs. Yeah, I wonder if you can go right or down from here or something through a bomb, or if you have to walk all the way back around. That'll be interesting to see how it plays out.
Antlerz left the bomb too long.
That's a tough balance because you want to pick it up when you're down at 4, but you also kind of have that clock ticking, which I've never bothered to look up how many seconds it stays on the floor.
I don't know either offhand.
I think we all kind of have like a feel for it. It feels
Right.
like about 5, maybe. I'm making up numbers there, but
Sure, that works for
Yeah.
me.
I've been told there's no math allowed on Twitch, but I do believe you can make up numbers. I think that's a thing.
I mean, that sounds fine to me.
There we go. It's approved then.
Captain Green just doesn't want to deal with fighting those. Which you can kill it, it just takes so long. Likes kind of suck.
Yeah, it's a speed situation. You have to do it so many times.
Mm-hmm.
Now he hasn't grabbed the recorder yet, so he might be worried.
Captain Green actually has, yeah.
He has, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. He played a song. I see a very profound statement in chat that all numbers are actually made up. It's gonna blow my mind if I think about that too long. I mean, everything is made up at some point. It's
Are you telling me Legend of Zelda is made up?
I mean, it was made up at some point. Yeah. Now, I do, if we get really deep and theoretical, as they repeat rooms we've already seen on the other screen, I do believe that there's perhaps a team of people that create video games and watch us play them. I used to call it the little man in the box when I was a kid. Like when a game just trolls you. I don't know. We'll get into my theories from 1989. At a different point, though. Antlerz did the same move here. He's going to go right in 4, grab the map, and get out of there.
Took him a little longer, unfortunately. Spent a lot of time in the north.
Yeah, that was the trap there. I think that was where the game was pushing you, unless because you had to go bomb to get down here. You had to bomb.
Yep.
Anytime you had to bomb for the map, whether it be a pirouette bomb or whatever, it's just going to be a slower process to get to it.
Well, there was a path to it but it was through a key door, and they're not spending keys.
Oh, I got you. Yeah, you're right. That would have hooked around, I think. All right, we have a raft. The raft could matter. That could be.
It very well could. It'll be interesting to see if the raft is what's blocking 1. And Antlerz is going to get both things out of 4 and keep on looking.
Have they actually checked Recorder Lake? I should probably know that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it's definitely not Recorder. That's the secret here. So we're either going to be on a mission for the power bracelet so the power bracelet, if it does block 1, would have to be in 6, 7, or 8. Captain Green's probably going to hang here and see both of these items, I would imagine. It might cost him 6 bombs right here to do it, though.
Yeah, that's a last resort. And I
he's
think
gonna try everything else first, I think.
If I'm not mistaken, Captain Green might have just left the Triforce room behind.
Yeah, I think he went right past and kept proceeding. This could be an item room here. Yeah, the door didn't close, so this could be it.
If silvers are the second item in 8, that would be something.
Yeah, that would be tough to find a path for Antlerz to get back there prior to 9 if it's silvers. If it's whatever blocks level 1, he's going to have to go back, obviously.
Right. 8 bombs. Is he going to do it? Well, the Dodongos let him.
Yeah, this is a really annoying ring. I like what he did there. That's a good tile to be on to do it.
Yep.
If you try to mess around where the blocks are, this could cost 7 or 8 bombs, or it could result in a failure. That was nicely done. That was harder than it looks.
And it is the item.
And it's nothing that matters.
Gotta pick it up. Has boomerang now. So,
That's 7 hits on an old man for bomb counts. Just get
right up in that face and...
If you smack the man at point blank range, it counts as 7 hits. If you're new to Swordless and you haven't seen that before and you don't think that makes any sense, it doesn't. It's just a thing. If he were to hit this old guy with the boomerang like he just did there, so he just got a free 9 count there because he was on 0, smacked him in the face with the boomerang, and then
And
he
then
saw
took a hit, so back to
Yeah.
0.
He had red ring and bombs on the floor, so he just
Yeah.
on count anyway.
Yeah, it's like, all right, fine game. Nice little
Sometimes
clip there.
the game wants what the game wants.
Mm-hmm. All right. Do you remember where level 2 was?
Nah, that's a fantastic question. Oh, we can open that up to thoughts from chat. That's actually the only one I don't have a good overworld awareness of where it is. I know it's not in Death Mountain up here. I can confirm that.
We're going to be looking at the rafts. Level 1,
right.
raft locked.
It was
Okay.
raft.
Antlerz is going to have to go back to 8.
Yep, so he's going to have to see 8. We still don't know if we're going to have to see 6 and 7. That's going to change and that's why you can't judge runners on times from seed to seed. You know, I've seen some things where people are like, oh, well, blah, blah, blah went sub-hour on Tuesday and blah, blah, blah went 1:15 on Wednesday. Doesn't mean they're 15 minutes better, because you could see a 10, 15, 20-minute difference in both of our runners here based on whether they need to look at level 6 and 7 at all or not. Great force by Antlerz up there, too. We need a force tracker on the screen. I'll start working that up.
Captain Green probably just max it out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And yeah, I agree with the comment in chat that Captain Green did just take a lead by having the raft. But Antlerz really isn't going to find a way to not have it, if I said that in a way that makes sense. He's going to be out of options here very shortly.
And, well, has a lot of 8 dug, so I would think you go back to 8 before you go into 6 or 7. But if Antlerz doesn't go into 8 and instead goes to one of those other levels, that might be bad.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. Like, there's a lot of chat's asking what we're rooting for here. I think to make this a thing where Captain Green won't just hold the lead, we're rooting for like what we just saw there in 1. We kind of don't want silvers in 1, right? Necessarily, because silvers in 1. I say I don't care who wins; they're both good and better than me. I'm not rooting for anyone, but if you're rooting for interesting divergence, the lack of silvers in 1 could contribute to that. Oh, we already saw a white sword upgrade on the floor in 1. We've seen both items.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Yep. One is checked off.
All right. Yes. So silvers are in 6, 7, or 9. I can't imagine Captain Green will head back to 6 or 7 first. So if Antlerz does check 6 and 7 prior to 9, we'll see how it goes. They're sort of on the same path, but there's 4 more item spots where the silvers could be. So it's interesting. We haven't seen anything really worthwhile of 6 and 7, to answer the question in chat. We've peeked into them. We know their locations, but they started with those 2 Triforces, so we haven't seen much at all.
Okay, here was 2. Captain Green just kind of looped around this 1 cave, so probably gonna be in 9, because I don't think 2 was that time intensive. It was that snaky thing, so probably gonna look for the silvers in here. Take a little bit of time, but Antlerz is back in 8. So I think raft was in the southwest near the bottom, so gonna see the other item first, the banana.
Yeah, he's gonna see, and I think that's I think it's almost, he's not leaving without both of them. So regardless of how it shakes out, it's probably a coin flip on the speed to get there. It really could come down to if chat is looking for an interesting divergence. If they both head to 9 looking for silvers, and silvers are not there, then it's really, I would call it a coin flip on whether you check 6 or 7 first. if you leave 9.
Yeah. Still missing is the book. That might tell you kind of like relative size if you go into like 6 or 7, but whichever one you pick, you're probably just going to stay there.
Yeah, you're not going to peek in and look at it and then leave. And there's a lot of brain power required. Captain Green just got the boomerang, did pick it up, but he came in from the bottom of it, so it was not as much of a loop around. All right. Lots of boomerang action here.
Antlerz does see the first item. Bails out. There is a path back to the left, because basically Captain Green reversed his way to this section, so it's going to be possible for Antlerz to go over and get the raft from here. Just have to clear, possible stair rooms.
Yeah, I think I don't know. We didn't know that was a shoot room, I don't think, but he's got a good collection of items to get out of here.
And luckily, has the recorder. It's just kind of annoying that you actually have to kill this thing.
Team Boomerang here, and I think they've each picked up one of them. If you didn't have the wand, that's when you want a boomerang right there to just stun that bad boy and hit him with a candle or something. All right, Captain Green's going into 9.
Mm-hmm.
He's looking for Ganon, Zelda, and Silver Arrows. So this entering 9 at 45 minutes is blazing fast, but
yeah,
there's a lot of different ways this could still go.
Has to look for the silvers, and that's going to take some time. It looks like Antlerz is diverging away from the raft a little bit here. It's going to make the 8 dig a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's like he's got that one carved out section undone down there. Or is this it right here? Is this a transport? No, it's a transport. Okay.
Yeah. Could be, see what the Patra does. Could give us a map, could give us a compass. Could just be a Patra.
Yeah, there's definitely, even with the any key in hand, there's good stuff you can get from clearing rooms in 9. You get a compass or a map. Map would be huge. Yeah, and like you said, the book is still out there somewhere. If we run into the book here, then that will make it quicker when he goes back to 6 and 7. But if the book's not here, we could be in for a lot of rooms of confusion trying to find these silvers. Or they could be right here.
Yeah, I mean, we've got Ganon. He's roaring, anyway. I think Captain Green was increasing count. Okay. Will the wizards cooperate? The answer is yes.
Another force bomb.
Mm-hmm.
And the game
nice.
says, you know what? You did such a good job. You get another one too. All right, no items yet. So there's gonna be 6 transports that he's got to find, and I don't know. When I'm playing, the little man in the box makes me see all 6 transports before the items, but that could just be a personal thing.
I mean, it does typically happen that way, but maybe not. I think worst case is Zelda blocking an item.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, because it takes so long because you discover every other path, and then eventually, and that can happen if you've never heard about that before and you're listening to this. If it's not a required item to beat the game, then Zelda can have an item where the only way to get to it is through Zelda's room. So something like the book could be behind Zelda for all we know at this point.
Down to 1 heart. Has the red potion. Be curious to see when or if Captain Green uses it. Alright, Antlerz has found the way to the raft. Took probably a very long path to it, but he's got to be able to find one, and we'll be following Captain Green into 9, almost certainly.
Yeah, and I think what Antlerz did, and this would be an interesting thing for him to give his own perspective on, but I think because he had already gone to a Triforce, he would have been walking through a ton of rooms he had already seen if he would have gone straight toward the rafts. So he exposed himself to a lot more rooms that were new to him. They were just unfortunate the black ones.
That 9 is missing 2 full columns of rooms, and the column A itself is only like 3 rooms. So,
okay, that's interesting. All right, so does that mean, all right, so with the algorithm, and well, let's see if silvers are here first. Okay, they're not. Does that mean 6 and or 7 are going to be ugly, or they have nothing to do with level 9 anymore?
7, 8, and 9 kind of share the same grid. So, 7 might just be as bad as 8, basically.
So that could influence a decision. You never know. There's so many things a runner's thinking about during a race. But you could check 6 before 7, because it might have been checking 6 before anyway. But there's a lot of process to it. I'm just talking like silvers aren't going to be here, but they could be.
Yeah, it could be behind a random bomb wall. It could be anywhere, really. But with the 9 being as small as it is, yeah, you're going to dig out both items if at all possible.
Oh, for sure. Once you make a decision, the annoyingest thing you can do, and annoyingest might not be a word, is to bail on your decision and then realize you made the correct one. So once you've seen a bunch of transports and stuff, you're going to stick it out.
The thing to keep in mind when you're digging 9, one of the items is not going to be what you're looking for. If you find that first, well, you still got to hope that the other one. Hey, Zelda.
Okay, so we've got Zelda, we've got Ganon.
We don't talk about the seeds where 2 required items are in 9.
No, that's you'll see it in this tournament, and you'll see at some point a dig dogger will block something back outside of 9, and recorder will be in 9. That will happen, just statistically.
Yeah.
Antlerz is going in 9 about. He's going to get there about 7 minutes behind. That's a time gap that can totally be made up at this point. If you're on Team Antlerz, you want the silvers to be in just a nasty location in either level 6 or 7. Give him some time to catch up on the path toward obtaining them.
Yeah, Captain Green has done, a decent amount of this 9, gotten a lot of the transport staircases out of the way. Still several to go, though. Still a lot of rooms.
Yeah, I mean, a full clear 9 can take half an hour or so. He's only been in here 7 minutes. He's moving through. And yeah, chat comment, in general terms, if you get a ladder in level 9, that can block a lot of things. It can just be, that can just be a dilly of a pickle, as they say.
Yeah, that's probably the most potential for bad things to happen is ladder in 9, because ladder can block so much.
Now Captain Green heard a roar. Had he actually been in Ganon's room here?
He heard the roar, he just hadn't actually walked in.
Okay. Could that meat block matter? I should be tracking my 9. I don't know.
I track my 9, so I'm not going to track theirs.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
You're like, no, that's enough.
Yeah, it's enough work to do on your own seeds.
I don't think the bait block matters, though.
It feels like there was a way to get there from the top.
I mean, Captain Green is basically north of the bait block, so...
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that can do anything unless you're really desperate for money, which Captain Green isn't, or a potion, or letter. Letter, I guess, it hasn't shown up.
Yeah, for sure. There's something to be said for, with everything going on in the runner's brain, just grabbing it.
Right.
Because it can never be wrong to grab it. If there's something weird you forgot, I mean, I don't know what it could even possibly be at this point, but it's 10 seconds, just grab the thing. Why not?
Sometimes the process of thinking, do I really want this, just takes as much time as just going and getting
Exactly.
it.
It takes 5 or 6 seconds to decide whether you want to spend 8 or 10. So at that point, just get the thing.
Yeah. Maybe it's a gift for Zelda,
Yeah, that's true. That should count. You should be able to give the pig jewelry to woo him, and if you don't have the silver arrows to kill him, you can kill him with kindness. There we go. That's a new flag. Somebody put that in the Discord.
Oh man, probably shouldn't give Fred any ideas.
Nah, yeah. You say things and then suddenly they happen. Yeah.
Oh man, these items though, they are hiding.
Yeah, and so now we're at the point where if we're mathing on Twitch, there's 3 unknown locations. Only one of them's here, so he knows he's a sub 50% chance. But he's pot committed, like.
Oh yeah.
Like you said, he's not leaving.
Oh, almost no way. It requires Zelda blocking anything, but her location, she's not blocking anything. So.
Yeah, exactly. This has got to be, unless he's repeated some transports, he has to have found like 5 or 6 of them at this point, I think. That one was a new one.
Yeah, and of course it's like the worst location you could find. Just a troll little room.
And bomb out of there, yeah. Might as well have been our right side staircase. Might as well, yeah, whatever. Yeah, he's got to get to that top left, and I'm not sure whether stair number 6 is out there and it'll get him up there, or if it's just a bomb wall or something like that, but the top left is going to contain the answer.
I mean, that's where Antlerz is.
Yeah, that's true. So now that would be something. If Antlerz just happens to go to the right part of level 9 7 minutes quicker and the silvers are here, that's certainly an outcome as well that is very well in play.
Yep. Okay. Captain Green has found staircase here. Book. All right. Gotta help with 6 and 7.
He's got the maps for his return trip to 6 and 7.
Antlerz right there.
Yep. The fire from the wand is a little annoying and swordless, but knowing, I mean, even if it was just level 9, you're going to take a map of 9. If it makes your wand shoot fire, whatever, just get it. All right, so Captain Green does choose 7. It doesn't look that horrific. I mean, it's a lot of rooms, though.
Yeah, it's a question of, do you go the right path to the item? I mean, if it's here, that would be something.
If it's here, he's going to be kicking himself, but how would you ever know? Okay, all right, it's in 6.
It's in 6, okay. Oh. Antlerz made good path to the book, but has to get that power bracelet quick.
Yeah. The good thing, I guess, is because the item was Atlas up there, it got him a map. Mm-hmm. If it had been power bracelet up there, I think he would be in trouble here, but he got the map pretty quickly, and he's got a chunk carved out. Let's see if he can catch up here.
That map of 6 is
it's
also
hilarious.
Quite something.
Yeah. Super linear.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it's some forced dark nuts. Okay, so even if one of them had peeked in 6 mega early with this map somehow or whatever, they would have said, nah.
Yeah, this is a time sink.
Anyway. Yeah, but it's a required one.
Mm-hmm. One of those, you're probably just going to full clear the seed, unfortunately. Just the way it goes.
Alright, Antlerz just erased 5 minutes off of their initial gap of when they entered 9.
Is that? Man.
Or 5.5. Because Captain Green got into the 6 at 57 something. And Antlerz got in here at like 58.5. We got ourselves a race here.
The only thing I don't know is if Antlerz knows Zelda.
Yeah, it's a good point. I'm not sure.
That was a little weird to get to. But wow, okay. They're both in the right level for their item. It's just a matter of, do you find the path? Bomb upgrade? Sure.
Yeah, all day.
Nice Triforce.
Triforce was so easy. So even, well, not easy. There were dark nuts, but it was so early.
Mhm.
Even if they hadn't started with this one, I think they would have left with that Triforce.
It would have been very tempting to, yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. Like 6 rooms in when you have this many, or 8 rooms in, whatever. Again, I'm making up numbers, but
Okay. Oh, fires that roll up are just so annoying.
just absolutely, just the worst. Well, probably not the single worst, but they're not.
They're bad.
Yeah, we don't like it.
Boo hiss. They might, you know.
They're about to high five in a room at some point here. It could be that the knowledge of Zelda could be what makes it here, but there's plenty of ways for Antlerz to just do this 6 faster.
Well, they did high five, but Captain Green has done where Antlerz is going, so
Yeah,
going deeper in.
Yeah, they cross paths there.
What do you think? Very last room, far right, just in the tip. Just
Yeah, I think it's going to be the single one in the column, the blank column there, not the 6 column. I think it's going to be that.
Gotcha. As far right as you can go, because
Far right as we can go. The old man there just taunting the runners, because they've got to be thinking at this point, like, all right, I'm in the last location. But they've played this enough to know that it was very reasonable to end up with the last location here. So they might be looking at the race room, wondering if their opponent's about to finish, but they're probably just playing their game here.
Yeah.
And it's still only an hour and 1 minute in, which shows you how they were flying early. Anytime you get the full clear 9 to unsuccessfully dig an item and you get back out, and it's still only like an hour in, that's pretty good.
Still probably feeling pressure. You know you're against someone that's really good. And Captain Green
For sure.
only has a couple rooms left. Another forced darknet room blocking.
Yep. I think he's about. Okay, so I was wrong. Wasn't that one? Are we stuck with the literal last one?
It seems that way unless Captain Green left one room in that column.
And yeah, this, as chat's pointing out, the drop off for that transport here, if you would have just taken it, I mean, there's no way to know. Because if you would have taken it, you would have skipped 80% of the dungeon, but in this case, it would have been correct to do so. But that's just the way it goes.
Yep. Right in the corner. And there's your silvers. Okay.
All right. The game isn't broken. We had the correct item in there. There we go.
Antlerz a little behind. But Captain Green does have all the information for 9.
Yeah, it really could come down to the Zelda location. I think Captain Green might have burned his potion, but he should, with a clean Zelda, he'll have a clean Zelda fight, most likely. Or Ganon fight, excuse me. We don't have to fight her, too.
Yeah, not with that Link sprite.
Exactly. He burned half one. Okay, so he still has a blue, even. So, alright.
Yeah, just really close race here.
Yeah, and he kind of autopiloted into Vanilla 9 there. I don't blame. I do that all the time. I look at my map where a dungeon was, and I go to the one like one screen to the left or right of the correct place.
Mm-hmm. We got our cannon. Really annoying room. Really, yeah.
Anything with water just works.
But clean, easy.
Clean as it gets.
Just a small little trek over here. And the trick is that it's a bomb wall to the left. I don't know that there's a door entering from the right.
Yeah, and Antlerz got back into 9 under a minute behind, but GG's, get your GG's out for Captain Green. Great performance.
Very well done. Very clean cannon fight by Antlerz.
That was textbook.
And yeah, Antlerz doesn't know the path to Zelda. But has done a lot of 9. Might end up getting there relatively quickly.
Yeah, the up A is a good sign that he might be diverted.
Yeah, I think he saw that there's that little section over there. He's going to check it out, and that'll be the path.
Yeah, that's so smart to check that little part.
Yep. Door opens.
I get your GG's out for Antlerz 106. Super great performance by both runners tonight.
Yep. It's like we're joined by Captain Green here. GG's.
Thank you, Thorwolf.
GG's, Captain Green. What were you thinking about the Silvers location? I guess that's the first easy question.
Yeah, that was awful. Last place to look, and of course, the very last room in 6.
We're also joined by Antlerz. GG's Antlerz.
Hey, thanks. GG, Captain Green.
GG Antlerz.
So, Antlerz, all you missed so far in the interview, because that finish ended up being so close, was we talked about the beautiful Silvers location up there.
The Silvers location, that's not what cost me a really, really just unforgivably terrible death in 5 was what cost me. That and the decision to grab the Triforce in 8 and leave when the raft was 2 rooms away, but that was the right play in my opinion, given the circumstances. That death in 5 though, that was awful, unforgivable, like so bad.
Yeah, it looked like, just to get both of you caught up on what happened on the other side of the screen, Captain Green hung around 8 in the first trip and got both items. And yeah, Antlerz, it looked like what you were doing was logical. Once you had left with the Triforce, you weren't going to repeat the same rooms you had already done. But of course, like you found out, the raft was just hanging out right by the Triforce. So yeah, that was really the only divergence. You both had the right items really early. The seed was being friendly, but the divergence in 8 was probably the big decision point where you took different paths.
Well, I had to grab both items out of 8 because I knew I had cleared so much overworld I was guaranteed at least one was blocked, because I just had the forest open cave and then it was either power bracelet or raft at that point.
Oh yeah, that was the yeah, I guess I should have said that more clearly, because you went in there. Antlerz went to 8 when there were still other options for things to do, and left with the Triforce. But yeah, other than that, I mean, y'all both just played. We were talking about how y'all put on a clinic for counting bombs, forcing bombs, and doing good swordless stuff. So yeah, GG's to both of y'all.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. That 5 death is just gonna haunt me though. That's just a death you can't take that deep in, and it was such a long trip back to the Triforce.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Triforce room deaths are probably the worst. But just motivate yourself, come storming back, take out everyone in your path, and maybe you'll meet up in the brackets.
I'd say it's pretty likely given recent history.
Yeah,
Yeah,
finals this time.
the wheel is rigged, or the shuffler, or the seating, or y'all just cross paths all the time. It seems like.
Not me beating everybody in my path, but me meeting up with Captain Green. I'll probably just barely squeak in, and Captain Green will beat everybody in his path.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, y'all tend to cross paths, but yeah, you both put on a heck of a show tonight. Any other thoughts about the seed or the tournament or life in general?
A+ to Fred for the select toggle thing. I love that feature. This was the first seed I played with it. I very much approve.
Okay, so we did. I think we had brought that up, that we were speculating that you had probably done the toggle because we saw some pause strats in there, and yeah, that's a huge weapon, particularly early on in swordless seeds. The implementation of the pause strat toggle seems like a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, I love it.
Things that help us not die. That's what we like. Thurwolf, you got anything else?
Nope, just good luck in your future matches. Maybe we'll meet up at some point. Have some swordless fun. Maybe the wand won't be free next time.
Yeah, that's always kind of silly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wand Arma should be a reroll.
Enjoy it while it
That's pretty
happens, because the next seed one might be a 9, and then it's a grind.
Yeah, that's
when
what
it
makes
gets
fun.
fun.
Fair.
All right. Well, thank you to our restreamer, our trackers. Thurwolf, thanks for joining me. I'm Mr. Dunlow. GG's to both Captain Green and Antlerz.
GG's.
GG's, Captain Green.
Thank you, GG.